the conjunction point and the transfer station is where, like if all the foundational moral, ethical, like bases are in the center, for one quote you would go one way, for one quote you would go another. But not always for the same problem. So something that usually could be universal is not. The center of the web, the heart of the web, the head of the web. It depends how you're looking at it and how it resonates for you. This is a really good time to focus on your toes, moving them differently. What little, frick, I don't want to call it a tick, but, oh, well, it's a habit, I guess. Like, do you notice with your foot movements or your body movements that are more playful that you did in childhood? And kind of focusing on those things. And when you go about your healing journey, you'll notice that some of the profound, brand new things, the super therapies that you learn, you have been doing all of your life. But, oh, stop because it's annoying, or oh, stop because it's weird, or oh, stop because I feel like I have to do it too, or oh, stop because this, or blah, 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 whatever. And now you're feeling more comfortable to bring those characteristics out. How does this align with the... This is an external energy. External energy. Look at this. Look at this right here. Can you see it? You can't see it. It's okay. It's fine. I don't know how to describe that. I don't know what the name of that is. I've never seen one exactly like that before. Referencing the head and the spine as a snake and snake-like movements to promote creation of space and healing there. Okay, and we also got these two. Okay, so the internal energy is choosing joy, choosing fulfillment, choosing to do the things that you like, the things that make you happy. In a way that it's not forceful, it's more flowful. The external energy is processing deep emotions and feelings of betrayal, guilt, self-pity, blame, observing the different structures at play and what seemed to work, what didn't, what you liked, what you didn't like, which is what I also said in another reading. But it's going deeper than that. It's like the embodiment of it. Maybe not truly being able to let certain shameful thought patterns go and like incorporating it in because like that's just how it was or had to be at the time, or what it just came down to. Realizing that you always had the power in your life at any time over anything else, that your choices are yours, that if somebody has to answer to anyone's choices, it's going to be you to yours. Oh yeah, the feeling. Okay, so a thought I was having earlier was like, you know, the authority of doing what you think is best for someone else is not always equivalent to what is best for them. So as long as you're not forcing them or intentionally coercing them, you should be good. But this is more like, instead of letting a child make their decisions and their mistakes and then guiding them through that process of what to do after a mistake, how to navigate those heavier feelings and circumstances and situations, along with like the different scenarios of things that could happen depending on this and that and whatever, like how the external world deals with it, how you deal with it personally, how certain people that are in close proximity deal with it, whatever, right? It's part of like getting to know people. But when people don't give you a choice or a chance, it definitely can feel like a betrayal, even if it ended up being the right decision because you did not come to it on your own. And then so maybe some of the choices to berate or control or whatever someone else's choices or opinions is like a revenge in a way. Like a revenge of like, I was right, you were wrong. See, like, I'm doing it the right way. I'm doing a better job than you. But that's like not, like, that's where this observant, wise, careful, structuring, like multi-physical, not just multi-dimensional. The Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune, because low-key, why is that this in a way? Because I was gonna say, why is this kind of in the shape of a coffin? Ugh. And then it also branches off into, okay, having the opportunity to deal with these feelings while these people are still here versus when they pass. Both are okay. It doesn't really matter. It's not like you should force one or the other. But definitely something to take into consideration. Because there's a difference between trying to like protect someone from everything, and then when they go out into the world, they just depend on you. Rather than building up the confidence at a very foundational age, out of fear that they were going to lose you. Which is usually what it is, right? And then so comes the angry moments, the, well, I do this and this and this, and you're so ungrateful and you're so selfish. And all of those things stemming from the fear of losing you. Because how could I lose you if I invest this much into you? Which is also a feeling of betrayal. So the other scale to that one would be, if this is how you're going to treat me, I don't need anything from you. I don't want anything from you. I would rather struggle on my own. And learning that you don't have to do that anymore. That this isn't back then where you would get killed for these things. You or them, it depends. It depends where you're at in this 9/11. Well, well. The Eight of Swords. And the Queen of Coins. Oh. Okay. North is Queen of Coins, Eight of Swords. Chasing your like this past version of you, this small younger version, this more pure version, whatever version of you. And then not having to chase anymore. not really having to remind yourself of something. Being able to actually frickin' relax when you're relaxing. Not just randomly getting frickin' spiritually attacked when you're relaxing. North. Queen of Coins, Eight of Swords. Ain't never ever is they gonna threaten your financial security or well-being. Ain't never is they gonna be able to be successful with that. Like it wouldn't work because you actually thrive better in the circumstances that they wanted to keep you in. And so they're realizing that actually taking care of you does result in calmer waters. East. East is holding so tightly. Too tightly, almost. Like when you have something slippery, like a beet in your hand, and like you boiled it, right? Like, sorry, it's not just slippery on its own. Like you boil the beet, and then it's like, you know, the harder you grab it, the more likely it is to slip out of your hand. Boiling it makes it easier to peel, arguably. Knowing what to do with the scraps, with like all parts of it. Not just juice, but tea. Turning tea into kind of a juice. Structural stuff over there in the East. Also maybe revitalizing and recultivating. Restoration type shit. Which wouldn't be holding on too tightly. It would be governing. At that point, South, the Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune, which I talked about earlier. I'll come back to that. I'll come up with something else to say about that. But what the fuck is the other one? North. Never eat slimy worms. West. The Tower, the Two of Coins, the Three of Coins, and the Lovers. Definitely, like, especially the way I have this laid out and it's just like his feet right there. It's like definitely keeping people on their toes, keeping yourself on your toes, making decisions you didn't think you would make. 333, opportunities you didn't think you would have, turning down opportunities you thought you always wanted. Huh. The Hierophant and the Wheel of Fortune, South. It's because of how he's holding that key, and I've been playing the fuck out of Tricky Doors 0404. If y'all don't know what Tricky Doors is, you better find out. It's like if the Wheel of Fortune was like a door lock, okay? this motherfucker has the key right here, and the birds are like, holy fuck, how'd you find that? Or they brought it to him. I don't know, I forget already, but to like connect all of it. Four, eight. And then also understanding too, like, if somebody needs a certain level of care, they need a certain level of care. Like, and the more people they've lost, the more care they would require. And it's not to put pressure on yourself and whatever for like, oh, blah, 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 whatever. But it's just like you could keep that in mind for the betrayal feelings. Feeling betrayed by life. Feeling like it wasn't your choice to be here. Because you felt like you don't fit in. Or that everybody that you love has passed. Or you've lost in some way. Or something happened in where you did lose everything. And like, the more people learn about how you've overcame the things you've overcome in the way that you've done it, and the way that you're kind of like open and adaptable, teachable's coming into mind. But I want to step away from that for the time being, especially with all the culty stuff coming out. I'm like, no, think for yourself, make your own decisions. I can say whatever the fuck, right? But like, I also understand that people really respect what I have to say. People really respect what I have to say. Yeah, why did that feel like an incomplete sentence? Holy shit. Why did that feel like an incomplete sentence? 'Cause it was missing you. Fucking stupid. Oh yeah, and laughing to clear the collarbone, high décolleté, throat area. So like high heart, throat, emotions, digestion even. Because like this is all part of like our digestion, right? Like breathing through your nose or breathing through your mouth will affect your digestion. It does deliver. I mean, I'm not no fucking scientist, so not legally, I'm not a fucking scientist. 0808. But like, it'll bring the oxygen to different parts of your body, right? Like breathing in deeply and slowly through your nose will bring oxygen into different places than like doing it quickly will. Do I sound stupid? No, I don't. You know why? Because I'm mostly referring to the difference between the nose and the mouth. But why not take a risk and freaking say the shit for the same orifice? Queen of Cups. What am I even saying anymore? Get back on track. It's okay, we're at the conjunction. We're at the conjunction. For some of you, some people the last apology you received was very genuine. Or seeing how someone hurt you flip the deck. Like, they're not gonna do that anymore. Like, something that you didn't like is being removed. Whether it's the energy that made you not like the thing or be able to stand the thing, or whether the thing itself was intolerable. Something about coexistence and energy matching. And connecting the eyes and the stomach. Maybe processing the stomach is helping, the digestive system is helping process some of the things the eyes have seen. So like maybe the eyes and the brain are significant, the third eye and the crown. Ooh wee, 6 of Swords and the Fool. Okay. So 4 of Swords and the Queen of Wands. While you're resting, and then like if the grief comes up or the missing of the people comes up, and it's like, oh, I had to rid of everything. I had to rid of everything. There is at least one thing that you kept. Like a serial killer keeping keeping the token or whatever, 1155. Same shit, right? From every single connection you've ever had, regardless if it's like 5 minutes, 0.1 seconds, 20 years, it doesn't matter. If they're alive, if they're dead, it doesn't matter. You have something. You've kept something from that. It could be a single grain of sand that they left behind that's like not really visible or noticeable. And maybe you don't have the best vacuum in the world. Fuck, will still stay there. That's them right there. They could have, I more so mean like a lesson though, or an activity, a food, you know, like something like that. But you know, whatever works. And sharing that, because that'll kind of balance any residual like resentment. Because the resentment could be stemming from the feeling of like you lost it all, everything, but it's not a crime to share the lessons you've learned with someone or talk about them in a positive light, even if you don't want them in your life anymore, or whatever the in-betweens are, or if they're unable to be in your life anymore, 1333. Or I don't know, because sometimes, I don't know, I've seen people get mad and reject their psychic, spiritual abilities, communications from the divine, because it makes them upset. Because why I gotta feel this way? Like, I wouldn't have felt that way if the thing didn't come up, and this and that, and blah, 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 and whatever. Which is a really good point and can also feel like a betrayal. So if you were betrayed by the divine, that is also being corrected. 1414, it's like the humans banding together to correct the wrongdoings of the gods or the universe. You could also refer to humanity if the power dynamic being level fucks you up. Fucking God forbid you fucking equivalent, my guy. Oof. Because when you're not, because when you're not worried about it and you're just experiencing it, it has a whole different flavor. Flavors, you may be experiencing flavors differently as well. 15-15. And it could be like literally like something that always tastes the same to you. It does not taste the same anymore. But it could also be something like you try something new and then the flavor is not like the typical other flavors that are also that flavor. You know what I mean? Like the different brands and okay, whatever. Again. Oh. Okay. For the Fool and the Six of Swords, it's like the juggling and then all of the swords fell but she didn't get hit. That's all like balancing, like agility, timing. And when you kind of zone out and just like go into automatic mode, like you just kind of focus in one spot and like you can use your peripherals, everything, like you're not moving but you can still move, you can still like this motherfucker. Okay, hold on, because like I'm seeing some things that I never saw in these cards before. So like the tower is like over there. I'm looking at the wind. I'm pretty sure I've seen the wind before. But this motherfucker's on a cliff and he's just like looking up and juggling. Like, is he gonna freaking fall off the cliff? Hello? I mean, I guess that's why it's the Fool card, but and she looks like she's walking more inland, but there's no way for me to fucking know that. Something about citrus and the wind. There's something, there's something within these two cards. Not to get all tricky doors on you guys, but fuck, I love that name. There's things in here that belong in here, and there's things in here that belong, oh god, that belong in here. Maybe not belong in there, but like they definitely like connect. But I'm not sure really what is what. Like the wind. The wind lifting him up and magically carrying him to the tower over there. Did he just come from over there? Is falling off of this cliff better than being over there? If you took the swords and... if you took the swords and you cut and you like fruit ninja'd his oranges, you would have one sword left for yourself and you could behead this guy. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, you like if he fell off the stuff and then the swords were like lodged in the you know, like he could like, nah, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. I've never fallen off a cliff. I don't know if sun and moon also. Got it. Balancing the dangers that you can and cannot see, the risks you can and cannot see, and then we have King of Cups, Ten of Coins, Knight of Cups, which is truly like not just connection to your own emotion, but really mastering and building off of with deconstruction of your emotions paired with others' emotions. Giving opportunities for nourishment and problem solving. Okay, bye. Oy, oy, oy.